Welcome. It's time once again to depart. And now... Ow. Are we ready to go? Stop taking damage for a second. Are we all ready to go? Good, we've had our drinks. If anybody has to go, let's go. Oh, wait, we can make sure this is the way we gotta go. We still have nearly 15,000 meters. I was gonna say 1,000 kilometers. That would be terrible. 14,800 meters. That's less space than some mountains. It takes longer to go up mountains, though, than it is to go sideways across mountains. If you can call these mountains, they're so short. And once again, I remind you that if you wish to make builds that are taller and mountains that are taller than you have here, you are all free to welcome to check out the Cubic Chunks mod. But this is not the Cubic Chunks mod. This is Lord of the Rings. La da 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 da. And Middle Earth. It's the middle of the earth. I go walking in the day to a place called Utumno for some orcs to slay. Day 35. It's only actually been about 4 or 5 days since we started. Of course, that includes the time spent me getting a horse, spent hiring the troops, having to fight a bunch of orcs to be able to start hiring elves, and of course the time spent talking about certain people leaving the server. Now, by the time this 3rd episode is uploaded, it's going to be a little while, and there'll be some new news, and we don't know what it is yet. So, hey, how about that new news, huh? Something's happened in the last couple of days. What a surprise that was. I had no idea that was going to happen. Oh, and that reminds me, I wanted to say something. Before I started recording the first of this part, this is part 3, before I started recording part 1, the previous day I'd found Mike's server was still up. I was like, Mike's? Mind of Mike? His server was still up, and it was still running. The whole time it had been running. Of course, once I brought it to his attention, though, he's going to take it down. It's too bad. It was only whitelisted for me, Cold Front, Mr. Baggins, Smile BC, him, obviously, his camera account. And we only used it for a couple of showcase videos that he did, and that was pretty much it. Before that, I think he may have run that server for him and Chazrad. Did a couple of multiplayer things. I thought he had joined Chazrad's server, but I couldn't find any information about that on the player data when I downloaded it from him. So I was wondering why, and it turns out, oh, it was on Mike's server, I guess, or at least that's what I'm thinking. Well, now Mike is going to take that down. At least Mike is staying in touch with us, you know, unlike Chazrad, unfortunately. It's just not always possible to stay in touch. I've got this worry that I'm going to die. I don't know what I could die of, but I'm sure I could die of something. Most people usually do. And I was thinking I could probably die of something someday, and then what if it happens suddenly and I can't contact anybody to say I died? I'll just suddenly stop doing episodes, stop appearing on the server, and eventually the server needs to get fixed and I'm not there to fix it. And that'll be too bad if that happens, because I spent all this money on the server and not be able to enjoy it is a sad thing. But then on the other hand, death is a bad thing. Well, in Chazrad's case, we know he hasn't died because some months later, even though he didn't really tell us specifically that he was leaving, he announced he was going to do a video on why he had left. But then he ended up not doing a video, and instead he uploaded a live stream that he had done in the past, which was not him explaining anything. I don't know what to say about that. Some people are just so busy they can't do anything, but it's like, why couldn't he tell us? Maybe it was something really embarrassing and he didn't want us to know it. You guys okay? Things be okay. Now, I hate to constantly be breaking open the scab that is lack of 𝕯�ㄏ𝖃 content. I'm sorry. But that's what happens. It's you gotta live with your decisions, you know. Bad guys, not 𝕯𝖏𝖃, but actual bad guys, gotta live with when they commit murder or rape or whatever it is. And 𝕯𝖏𝖃, he gotta live with him not having contacted us and told us why he left. You know, if he just sick of us and he was just being polite, you know. Why didn't he just say that? I hate your guts. You guys are terrible. But we'll never know. And let's be honest, there are reasons why he doesn't have to tell us. What do we got here? Don't follow me in there. Ooh, nice. Don't go in there, guys. Anyway, I still like to think of 𝕯𝖏𝖃 as a friend, even if he doesn't like me, or if he doesn't want to show up anymore, do any more episodes, or anybody who's left. Anybody who's left is welcome to keep coming in and doing stuff, but we need new episodes of people. We need people to do new episodes. We need people to come in and be on the server and record episodes. Even the people who make episodes for the purpose of getting on the server have not been very prolific of late. There's nothing we can really do about that. I'm sorry. You know? Now is a good time. Now is a very good time to try and get on the server. Just submit a couple videos. You know, get some critiques from us. There's a good chance that more videos will enable you to get on. It's not just about having to do more videos. That's a very strange human-shaped area right there. Did somebody go in there? There is literally nobody else here except us. Us dwarves and elves and you, man. I think we're about the halfway mark from Dane's Halls to Utumno, which is a shared custom, but I still can't go there. I visited the nearby area. Who cares? About halfway mark. I'm really upset about this, about the lack of new content. But you know, people have been busy. But it's not that they're busy. It's that when they stop playing, I'm like, you wanted to be on the server. I'm not upset that Hamid is doing Bitcoin. It's just I'm worried that it's gonna go badly. I'm worried that the bottom of the market will drop out, that it's not a viable currency, it's actually a bubble or something, and that it should go bad. I'm worried about that. I'm not saying that it is a bad currency. I'm not an expert. It's a new thing. It's somewhat untested, somewhat untried. You know, the early days of paper money must have been terrible. Bad speculation about stuff like that. If I remember correctly, France at one point tried to go paper only, and that went very badly for them. There was a man named John Law who was English, and he was wanted for murder, if I remember correctly, in England. But anyway, he was controlling half the finances in France. And it wasn't working right because the Prince Regent was doing bad things. Was doing bad things to upset the currency, to upset the whole economy, the entire thing. And it just caused a huge problem. And then the moment that everything is a disaster, that he goes to the prince and says, you know, let me get out of here, you know, release me from this, I don't want to be a part of it. And he says, okay. So he gets away, and then what happens is that then the prince turns around and blames Law for everything. I don't know that Law was responsible for the badness, because the system could have worked if they'd only listened to how it should have been done. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, so you can't just say that I know that he could have done this and that and it would have been better. And that's the point. I'm not an expert on very much, especially not finances. But I know when somebody is trying to take advantage of a situation, how bad it can go. Yep, we're going to get a lot of people taking damage now. They always take damage in these areas. Sometimes it's even a large amount of damage. The French eventually recovered from their little problem, but it caused a huge concern later on in America when we were going to do currencies. And so we had to do coins and paper money. Paper money is good, but for how long? I just read a story recently that there was somebody who was told that the guys who ran the place did not take cash. That they had to be paid by credit or debit card or nothing. And I'm like, is this what you want? Nobody is required to take money, but what if somebody doesn't know that they don't take money, thinks they can pay with money and are told they can't, and they've already consumed the item or they've already used it or something? What do? You have to give people options. Credit, debit, cashing checks, these things are options. You know, if they don't take money, then what the heck, man? So people were probably going to start taking Bitcoin, but for how long? How long are they going to do so before they start realizing how problematic it is? And do you know what has destabilized the market? The market for Bitcoins? Well, I'll tell you what has destabilized the market for Bitcoins. The fact that there are now several cryptocurrencies, not just one. And some of them were forks of the original, which makes it even more confusing. It devalued it just by there being another one. Ooh, surprised I made it. Oh, careful on that one. Alright, well, we're getting there. It's almost nighttime. So I better find a somewhat level place to rest. And then we can proceed from there. And I could get hurt trying. You never know what you do until you try. Welcome back. Notice it says sleepable false on the little thing. Well, I have to point out that it always says sleepable false. Like, always. Even when you can sleep in it. I had to help somebody on my other server, and that's a problem is when they need help on the other server, and I gotta help them. It's crazy. It's all crazy. Flying through the end, falling constantly, unable to fall out of the world because it's cubic chunks. Just keeps falling and falling and falling. Yikes, I was wondering why there might be a problem. You know, if you're going to have that problem, you should, like, tell us in advance. Alright. Meanwhile, in Middle-earth, we're making this journey, you see. And we're doing pretty well. Sort of. Take forever to get there. It's a sad fact. With about 9 kilometers to go. It's a sad fact that I've not been doing too much recording lately. And so this third episode, in the same day of this long trek, is all part of the expression of needing to make episodes, and of wanting to do one. I didn't want to do a talky one, but I have a lot to talk about. A lot to say. Well, I'm just about done saying it. But I just want to start my conclusion of talking about it by saying I'm very sorry that I've been taking so long to get episodes done. I mean, just didn't want to really work on them. I mean, Got so much else to work on. So much else to do. It's not, life isn't only Minecraft. For those people who say Minecraft is life, those people are, well, if they're correct, it's great. For them, maybe it can be life, but for someone like me, I have so many other things to do. People who don't see that it's possible to have other things to do other than Minecraft are people who haven't a care in the world for things like that. And I am really, really envious of that. And you have to show me your secret as to how to not care about simple things like, oh, I don't know, like anything, any normal chores, abnormal chores. Doesn't matter what they are. It's just when you gotta do something and you can't do it because you're busy. Minecraft is that very thing. I can't do because I am busy a lot. And now I gotta take care of 2 servers. It's gonna take longer now to get things done. I just was working on, I was gonna record an episode playing Cubic Chunks, and I was just so frustrated that I gave up on that because I had to do so much other things, and I'm still doing stuff. Well, frustration is about half, I should think, of the problem. And it makes, when you do have time, a lot more fun. But then there's this desire to, let's get things done, let's do things quicker. Let's all go quicker. Yes, we still have all 10. These guys are not indestructible, but man, are they taking a beating. And because they don't have armor, the armor doesn't wear off. On the other hand, my armor's wearing off. But you notice the durability has not gone down? And despite that, I've fell a few times. I've taken snow, or I should say cold damage. And 1 or 2 other things. And I still have not lost any points. That's pretty cool. As is indeed the cold damage. So I am indeed sorry about that. And I thought I was going to be able to get back into my old habit of doing an episode every other day at the least. And it didn't happen. And so that's what I'm apologizing for. You all deserve better than that. Some kind of strange ravine of some sort. Have to stay around it. Hard to. Don't fall in. Oh no, it's not a ravine, it's just a cave. It's a very dark and scary looking cave, huh? Only 7 kilometers left. I'm seeing a lot of scary locations of late. Don't know what to make of them. Don't want to make anything of them, you know? It's scary enough to have to go through here. This is a very long and thankless task for a small amount of fun that could possibly be had on the weekend. We have not yet even finalized what day it's going to happen if we do Utumno. Nor do we know everybody's going to show up. Everybody's saying Saturday or Sunday. Well, that kind of was obvious. But when on Saturday or Sunday? We've got to know when by, well, right now it's Wednesday, early morning on Wednesday, so we need to know by tomorrow night. By the time this is uploaded, you'll probably, we'll probably have decided whether to go on it. And we shall see then. If not, I will have made this trip all in vain. Except I can always reschedule. And that may happen, who knows. Okay, let's see how many are left. If I can see how many are left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see 9. No, I see 10. Yep, 10 are left. And we're really taking more damage and faster because we're closer. We're a little less than 2K left. And so this is going to be our screenshot here. There we go. Get off my bed. It says sleepable false. Mirren. So, how have you been getting along with the elves? Oh, he doesn't want to admit anything, does he? So, how have you been getting along with the elves? So, how have you been getting along with the elves? Well, you know what? They're still nice guys, even if they are somewhat reluctant to talk. You know, I think they're just upset that they can't call you something other than elves. You know, they don't necessarily like being called dwarves. Well, gotta go to bed. It's a long day. This is our last leg of the journey. We hope to get there by sunset of next day. Everyone get some good sleep. Coming upon something strange besides me taking a lot of damage. Were these put here deliberately? Capstone? No. No idea what to do. But we're coming upon this. It's a beautiful and bright day. 600 left, and I think I could just travel around this little mountain, if you could call it a mountain. Will we get there? Of course we will get there. We have had an indomitable... That is one heck of a cave. Well, I can't go in there. Unless it's a shortcut. Do you think it's a shortcut? No. Yeah, I think I could just go around this mountain, but I'm not sure about that. What if I can't? Well, let's see if we can go around it. Let's... Yeah, see, now look at that. You can't see anything with this. You can barely see the lines in between things. It's just semi-continuous. Oh, wait, no, it does turn around after that, though. Not sure if I have all 10 with me. I did last time I checked, but then a couple of times I've had 9. Don't fall down that. Oh, we are so close. But we're gonna have to go around this mountain, or whatever it is. And I don't know what we will find when we get there. More mountains. Why am I not surprised? Alright, put her back on. This is not good. It doesn't look to be a way around this. This looks like a nice flat area, and we got to get up this thing eventually. Might as well start heading this way. Taking its time. That hill and that mountain in particular is probably the end of it. After which we'll either see it or we won't see it. So, time to turn this off, time to turn this off, because we know where we are. And time to turn this off and get a grand glimpse, which is not at nighttime for once. This is it. This is your moment, Arthur Pewty. Well, the results are in. The survivors, 5 dwarves, 5 elves. Nobody died. So they're all pretty much equally hardy. He got 13 hearts. He got 15 hearts. Ah! Oh. Well, I guess it just happens. Why do we humans only got 10 hearts? Now you explain it. What are you all looking at anyway? What could be in that direction? Something is coming in the darkness. Or maybe not. Well, let's see what we've got. We spent our time coming here. Now we gotta see what is exactly here. I thought 𝓚𝖏𝖃 had already come here. Oh yeah, there it is. Doesn't look like there's any place to stay yet. We'll work on that, I guess. Nice stairs. Uh-oh. This message will not be displayed again. It was displayed last season. Okay, that was a dumb thing to say. This is nice. I like how we did all the different... Okay. Nice. Oh yes, I can see he's been at work. More hearth blocks? Wonder why. Now this is a portal. He's got elven grass. This is meant to be a portal, except I don't see why it should be a portal. We're not going to do portals. Not like that, anyway. More places to stay. And one more. Block of 𝓚𝖏𝖗𝑗. Ooh, that's cool. And Mordor, so you can have a Mordor portal. You know, I specifically asked him to leave a place where I could create a stairway to the surface that was not going to cause people to fall off, so I could bring my troops down. But I guess that one's okay. I think if I'm offended, it's the fact that I can't get the troops up over this. The heck is that? The 𝓚𝖏𝖗𝑗 is acting funny. What the heck? What is going on here? What are you doing? Well, it works. We're here. And so, it's time for us to say goodbye. Next time, we shall do what we can and hope to have an episode in Utumno.